still not getting their coverage. So that's where I get confused when people say, oh, Medicare, Social Security, Medicaid. It's like the worst thing you can fucking do is cutting Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security. It's the worst thing you can fucking do, in my eyes.
Okay.
Well, hey, John,
And that's someone who works in Medicaid. That's someone who works in this industry.
John, I donated $100 so you can pay. Good luck.
Wow. Thank you, JB. We are now at over $210 raised so far.
Now, but the one thing I do agree with you, John, is the term limits. I agree with that. Term limits when it comes to Steve's account. I agree.
And JB, if there's any videos you want me to delete on YouTube that may have your name, I'm more than willing to delete them now. 100% delete it immediately.
Delete what? I'm sorry?
Any YouTube videos from Clown House.
Bro. No, I'm good with it. Thank you.
Oh, wait, hold on. How much do I have to get my videos deleted?
I mean, you could give $1 and I'd delete them at this point.
I mean, at this point, I feel like there's got to be at least 10,000 of them. If I were to give like a penny for each of them, that would be equitable for me.
Same goes.
I'm really though taking this seriously because you are in local election. I think that's very important. Local is more important than federal in my eyes. So what are you going to do?
No, this is a federal election. I'm running for Congress in the 16th congressional district.
Better. Even worse. So what are you going to do for the 16th district? What are you going to do?
Well, you have to ask yourself, if you were the leader of your people, what would you want to do for your people? One is lower their property taxes. I know, but I'm telling you, any good, pragmatic, common sense person who wants to help his people would lower their property taxes and lower their income tax burden. Also, maybe eliminate private and public debt on their behalf. Those would be 3 great things that a good leader could do for their people.
But you want to come up with billing.
Are you a good leader that you're going to do that? Are you going to invest in your schools? What are you going to do to your local district that had this?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you again what I'm gonna do for the people of the 16th district of Illinois. I'm gonna work my ass off to get your property taxes down as low as possible, your income taxes down as low as humanly possible, and eliminate any of your private or public debt that you are associated with. Those are the 3 things I'm gonna work for the people in my district. Because you know what? Money matters. Money is time, and we're $37 trillion in debt, kicking a can down the road. Do you want to crush this can and kick it, or do you want to just keep kicking it down, with a fresh can? You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm going to tell the people.
Brother John.
Oh, you're giving Kamala with the coconut.
District, what is the number 1 employer?
Let me grok that for you, young man, and I'll find the biggest Fortune 500 corporations in the 16th district.
Headquartered in Peoria. You should know this. This is the number
Oh,
1
I know they're there. I know some of the major corporations.
What is the number 1 issue for the people of your district? Do you even know?
Well, I would assume it's property taxes and income taxes.
No, the correct answer is the number 1 issue for Caterpillar, which they're bitching and complaining about, and they're saying could lead to lost jobs in your specific district, is fucking tariffs. And they're getting hammered with the tariffs, right? So that should be, if you're trying to get people to vote for you in your district, you should know what their issues actually are, because people are at risk of losing their jobs in their district over the situation that's fucking going on, right?
Thanks,
so,
Mother.
I know property taxes and the deficit is a nice talking point, but focus on your actual district.
I'm focused. And Mother, listen, this is a decentralized campaign. I'm willing to listen to anybody. And my favorite, because I've done a lot of campaigning, in the streets, at the subways, gathering signatures, and a lot of people want to talk to you. And my favorite thing to ask them is, if you were in charge, what are the 3 things you would want to accomplish for your people? So, Mother, if you were running in the 16th district, what would you want to do for the people of the 16th district of Illinois?
Okay, so I actually grew up in this district, so this is a district I know very well, right? So the number 1 thing is that you have to get additional law enforcement to get Rockford back under control, because when they took down the gangs in fucking Chicago, a significant portion of them migrated out to Rockford. So they need a lot more resources to help get that back under control. The second thing is getting additional manufacturing jobs, which have been crippled in this area, specifically back into that area through tax incentives, etc., right? Then you got to go down to the southern part of your fucking district, which is Peoria, Illinois, and Normal, etc., right? And those areas are predominantly manufacturing-focused, agricultural-based products. So you need to get them in a position where they are exporting a lot of corn, etc., whatever, to other countries. They're getting fucked too with what's going on with the different tariffs and back and forth with China, right? So like those are the main issues for the main people that are employed in your district, and I cannot believe you don't know that, John. You should fucking know this. How long have you been in this district?
Oh, I know it now, mother. Also, I want to announce that there is a clubhouse town hall happening right now. What a coincidence, because this is technically the Republican Illinois Town Hall Convention here, where we're raising funds for the campaign to elect John Kitover. Our campaign website is johnforcongress.com. If you want to follow the campaign on YouTube, it's John_Kitover_Congressman on YouTube, and X.com. The profile handle is John Kitover, Illinois. Some of you may appear on some of my YouTube videos. Some of you may have a lot of fun watching my YouTube because you're there. You've been recorded onto Clownhouse onto YouTube.
I'm sorry, I came off a little strong. I apologize, John.
Oh, that's okay, mother. I fully expect it. And I appreciate all the information because I'll never forget the caterpillar.
Yeah, they were considering at one point relocating outside of the state of Illinois. The tax issue is a problem, right? But it's not the number one problem. Like the property tax, etc. For the people, like, yes, property taxes in Illinois are an issue, but it's like item number 10.
Well, I got to tell you, I am a homeowner, and the property taxes are insane. The water, the sewer, the garbage, it just never ends. And mom and pop landlords, they can't make it. It's impossible at this point. You can't turn a profit.
Hey, John, what branch of the military did you serve in?
I was in the Army National Guard.
Thank you for your service.
I was an infantry, I started off as an infantry PFC, then a specialist, then a sergeant, and then I got commissioned into the Army Intelligence. And I served from 2002 to end of 2006. So, I'm all...
Where were you at?
I was all around the United States: Fort Benning, Georgia; Fort Huachuca, Arizona; Fort Lewis, Washington. Again, I was in the Army National Guard, which Donald Trump is currently deploying to all of our major sanctuary cities. Praise God.
Well, everybody should check out my PTO and follow my lead, even if you give them $5, man. Support the campaign, support Mojo, his campaign, his pseudo campaign manager. It's $5 bucks, you cheap bucks.
$1 even, because I want you on the list. I want your name in the FEC website showing that you gave $1. If I gave you $1 before, give me the $1 back. Fork it over. Fork it over.
Maybe I should run for Congress in this district.
Maybe you should.
I'm just kidding, John. I'm not moving for.
I think there should be hundreds of people running for these congressional seats. Instead, there's just a handful. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. There should be hundreds of people fighting for these positions.
I do have to decide which mayor I'm going to vote for, but that's the only thing I'm worried about down here.
Okay, let me ask Cool C a question. Cool C, if you were running for Congress or you were a leader of your people, what would you do for your people?
I would actually find out what's important to them, find out what jobs or what data centers are important in my area, if they're building new data centers, and how they could enrich the AI for the local businesses around me at this moment, and what I could do to raise the wages of the low to middle class people, and get them very well into homes if they're not there, what things I could do for their health care, what I should be advocating for, because just saying you're going to cut things, you have to have things in place. If you're going to cut something, you need to have something else in place that will give them the opposite and equal opportunity to get further in life. So if you're going to cut Medicare, what opportunity or what consortium are you going to use to give them better benefits for their job, to give them better health care?
John,
I think that's one of that.
John, if I donate more money, can I pick a person for you to kick out? Thank you.
It's possible.
Wow, you want to kick me out, huh? Sorry.
Man, shut up, you moron. I wasn't even talking about you.
John, do you have access to all of the people in that district? Like their contact information, like their phone numbers, whatever.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Well, you know how to get that, right? Because it's public. You can get that.
I'll help him with that.
Ken, you gonna support the campaign?
So here's the call. Roll call, right? We're almost 30 minutes into this, and we'd like to, at the top of the hour, talk about this. But right now, I want you to prayerfully consider what your donation size is going to be, and I would like to set a floor of $3.50. So if you can just reach into your pockets and give $3.50, just click on the link above. A minimum of $3.50 is all it would cost to get somebody on the ballot to help run for you, to help represent you in Congress. This is the most important election of your life, and this is the most important step of the way. Reaching into your pocket and making a commitment to John Kitover for Congress. You can do this. At the top of the hour, I'm going to read off how much money that we've raised in this room, and I would love for that number to be enough for us to hire the right people to go knock doors, to be able to get John on the ballot, because if we can get John on the ballot, we can get John on the debate stage. If we can get John on the big debate stage, we can embarrass these career politicians, and we can send John Kitover to Congress to represent the American people.
It's a powerful endorsement.
John, how long do you have until you have to get on the ballot? How much time you got?
We have to get about 25 signatures a day leading up to about mid-February.
You could definitely do that.
Because you need, like, what, you need 20,000?
I'm not sure on the exact number. I haven't actually researched the exact number that we need.
20,000.
I don't think it's 20,000. I think that might be a 10-to-1 ratio that you're quoting here. Kitty, welcome to the room. So a lot of these things, a lot of these questions, like I don't even I've searched for the ballots that I need to get filled out, and I actually have not been able to find them with some very simple Google searches. So the campaign does need help. We need to actually get the PDF, right now. So if you can find the PDF that we need to get signatures on, post it in the chat. Send the link right now. This is a coordinated approach to running this campaign.
And then, hey, John,
John,
I've
I'm
got my mom,
sorry.
I've got my whole
Kitty.
family in Chicago.
Okay, sorry. I'm watching John on YouTube, and John, I'm watching how you're laughing behind the bag of people who are asking you questions, including Roger, including JB. This is extremely disrespectful. I've posted in the chat the link to the live YouTube, so you can see how John is fooling with you, and how he's playing with you. This is so bad.
Thank you, Rick. Everybody, watch the YouTube live stream and look at me in my office.
So bad.
Go ahead, finish up,
So
Rick.
bad.
And if you want, post the link in the chat so everybody can see me live streaming this room. Thanks, Rick.
I already did.
Okay,
Good
fantastic.
job, Rick. You're doing your part.
If you're not subscribed to the
Yeah,
YouTube
we're
channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel now. Click on my profile. The YouTube link is also there, and I'll put it in the chat. And if you haven't donated $1, just $1 to this campaign, you really don't care about yourself because this is your campaign. I'm not separating from Clown House if we get into Congress. You want to be on a podcast? You want to let the American people know what you're thinking or feeling about the news, about Ukraine, Russia, Israel, China, whatever it is. It's going to be an open book. I'm fully transparent. You can go to my YouTube and, watch me in my office 24/7 live streaming Clown House.
Just looked it up. Hold on one second. There is literally zero filing fee in Illinois to run for Congress. So the filing fee is not a factor. And the amount of signatures needed to run as a Republican is 536 signatures. So I think we can get those signatures pretty quickly.
Illinois.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're Polish, so there's I got billions of siblings, cousins, aunts, my mom, my brother, all in that city. So I'll send that link to them.
Yeah, I ran for committeeman about 2 years ago, and I generated over 750 signatures just by doing door knocking and being at the train. And I hired multiple people off of Craigslist to help me get those signatures. And guess what? Most of those people who helped me get signatures were African Americans from Chicago who hate the political industrial complex that they know they're getting scammed by. So my number one campaign volunteers were African Americans. Isn't that interesting? And I'm not being facetious. I'm being 100%. I can post the selfies with all the campaign volunteers. But the
Oh,
point
I
is,
believe it.
the Chicago GOP are a bunch of corrupt demacucks, and they challenged every single signature that I generated, and I fell short by, I don't know, 20, 50 signatures, whatever it was. They got me kicked off the ballot. They sued me. I had to go to court twice. They spent $10,000 challenging me. They failed to produce any witnesses. I tried to request that the woman they installed would actually appear in the court, but she didn't. They just sent a lawyer. And, so the point is, this campaign, we have to verify that all the signatures are actually registered to vote. And it's it's not complicated, it's time consuming, it's laborious. So all the signatures we get, we're going to hopefully do like a signature and an address verify. So when they do go to challenge, say we get 1,000, we'll have enough to actually get on the primary and on the ballot. There are some other people that I'd like to invite to this room who can talk about the campaign work that has been leading up to this moment. But if you haven't shared this room yet, share it on X. Hit that little share icon, post it to your X account, post it to your Instagram messages, send this room to all your friends on Instagram. If you want to screen record the room and post it to your YouTube, or you want to send us $1, send us $1 right now. I don't know how long this room will go, but I can't thank Mojo enough for organizing it. I have thoroughly enjoyed Clubhouse because of Mojo and his super positive vibration. And, I know all of you quite well in this room and on the stage right now, so I thank you all for being here.
So, like Norm Green, did you get that many votes again?
Norm Green get those many votes again? What was that, Cool C? Sorry, did you want to repeat yourself, Cool C? I couldn't understand what you were saying.
I guess, are you trying to get Rogers' vote like he did for Norm Green? Or whoever else voted for him?
I did vote for Norm Green for president, but this is quite different. This is actual ballot access. Norm was not on the ballot. Norm was a write-in. This is going to be a major campaign. This is going to be a challenge to the system of power in this country. We're going to have somebody working in Washington on our behalf. And so I would just ask anybody that has a patriotic bone in their body, that cares about the national security related to the debt that we have. $37 trillion worth of debt. That's a lot of money, folks. It's a lot of money. And we have one person that's running for office that wants to turn that around. And that man's on the stage right now with you. He's spending his time campaigning for you guys. So all we can do to support him, just click that link above, reach into your pockets, and go ahead and give him some of your money to support it. And if you can't afford it today, that's fine. The campaign's ongoing. You can share on all of social media. That helps. Send a link to his campaign to all of your family and friends that are politically minded. If you know activists, people that care about government, go ahead and send this link to them so they can donate.
John, quick question on the verification of the signatures. Do you have a service, or how do you plan on doing that so that they don't pull that same type of move on you this time around?
It's a great question. I'm not exactly sure how you can efficiently do it, or how you even do the lookup with the state of Illinois Election Commission.
That's a Marshall question. We should defer to Marshall when he gets here.
I'm gonna be honest, I changed my profile pic and then I saw JB's and now I'm gonna rechange it. But I'll donate more when I can, John. I promise. And I'll send it out to like my whole family. Mojo, you should encourage everybody to have something like that as their PTR.
Well, people don't have to share that. And by the way, don't feel bad about the dollar amount. It could be $1. I'm encouraging people to only donate $3.50. Now, if you have quite a bit of extra cash laying around, you can donate $350. I think the $3.50 plan is really the way to go here. So if you can spare $3.50, donate it to John Kitover for Congress, and you can do so by clicking the link above.
You're trying to say that.
And I will add, it took me about a month to get this checking account open, but the banker in the end, she was very helpful. Robin at Parkway Bank, persistence and kindness is what got this checking account opened. It's been added to our Antidote account today, and sure enough, they had to have another signature confirmation from the bank. So the banker, Robin, very quickly sent us a letter with her signature on it, so Antidote could open up that account as soon as possible. Many fiscal conservatives like Thomas Massey are using Antidote to raise funds for their campaign. It's very quick and easy to use, and all you have to do is click the link above, send the campaign to elect John Kitover $1 or $10 or $200 or $500 if you want. Your money will be deployed in terms of organizing ballot signatures in Rockford, Peoria, Bloomington, Illinois, Peckins. You can go to johnforcongress.com to see more content, a letter that I wrote to the citizens of Illinois or in District 16 to rouse their Abraham Lincoln patriotism, because Illinois is the land of Lincoln. And if Abraham Lincoln was today, how do you think Abraham Lincoln would feel about 37 trillion in funded debt liabilities and 100 trillion in unfunded debt liabilities?
John, I'm posting in the chat some masterpieces of yours from your YouTube channel. I think it's delicious. I think it's beautiful. And continue posting. Okay, John?
Thanks, Rick. Are you the guy that said you're going to come and kill me and you're going to get me because I'm not with you in terms of supporting terrorists in your Free Palestine movement? That's you, right, Rick?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Rick. You're a valuable asset to this campaign. We need guys like you so we know who we need to target in terms of security.
So, John, I put a link in the chat, and that's 2025. The people that are running in every the glossary of it, and what you'll have to do, and the calendar.
John, Israel came up. Can you talk to us about your support for Israel?
Yeah, I've been to Israel. I took a birthright trip, even though my mother's not Jewish and she's gorgeous. I lied on my birthright application with Shorshim. I said she's Jewish so I could go on the free trip. Now, many of you will think that's unethical, but I just want to let you know it was a fantastic trip. I got to meet with Mr. Bronfman. I met with Israeli generals. I met with Palestinian dissidents who don't like the terrorism and the fascism of Islamic Palestine. And it was an incredible experience. So if there's one country in the world that I would like to support militarily, it's 100% Israel. Now, I'm not taking any AIPAC money. Don't you worry. I'm not going to get influenced by AIPAC. But if AIPAC does want to contribute funds, they can go to johnforcongress.com. No, I'm just kidding. But we're not pursuing AIPAC. Maybe we will. But I stand strong with Israel, and I stand stronger against terrorist Palestinian and Islamic fascist cocksuckers who can't seem to keep their hands in their pockets and seem to love launching rockets every single week. October. I don't know if you've ever gone to the October 7th Wikipedia page, but actually reviewed the military campaign by the Palestinian jihadist brigades and what the Israeli brigades were and the key actors. It's really fascinating to read that October 7th Wikipedia page, even though I'm sure it's not that accurate. But it's still fascinating.
John, could you open the link that I've posted, and can you explain to everybody what you meant in those videos when you were wearing the devil's horns and there's YouTube shorts? Can you explain that?
Sure. There's these filters on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or Snapchat where they allow you to become a devil. And I'm just kind of surprised, that they allow this type of Satanism on these social media platforms to people put these filters over. And, I didn't create it. It wasn't me. My name's John Kitover. I'm running for Congress. And I got to say, a lot of the culture and the content, that these platforms allow people to put out, it's sadistic. And so I was just merely using their artistic, frames and lenses to see what I could create.
So would that make you the clown?
Correct. I'm a comedian.
Like you call us on here? The
Correct, it's Clown House. A lot of
Now-
clowns on here. You know it, I know it. A lot of clowns here. Love to crack jokes, troll, waste your time, talk about nothing, have heated conversations, road rage all day long. Those types of clowns cool, see? I know those types of clowns here. Do you?
So, are you one of them?
I try not to be.
Yes,
I try not to be.
So,
Today we read a book. You know, most of the clowns on here have never read a book on this app. They mostly just scream and get very angry about everything. And whatever topic that comes up, they're a subject matter expert on it. Doesn't matter. People want to talk. People want to get that dopamine feedback loop going through social audio. That's the way the brain works. I don't know how to explain it any better than that.
John, I agree with you. So, will you split the money with Roger tonight, actually? Is that the mechanism?
No, this money is going to go all towards the campaign to people that want to work as a contractor on that campaign, because we probably won't raise enough to hire a full-time employee. That would be very difficult to do. But I am 100% sure, based off of my former campaigning, that there are patriots living in the 16th district of Illinois that it makes them sick to their stomach to know that this congressman, Darren LaHood, has spent $20 trillion in debt in 10 years. We're creating $2 trillion a year in debt. This guy's been there for 10 years. He's created $20 trillion in debt. Who likes that? I don't like that. You like that?
So, is the response to that?
created or did the old government create it? Was it his individual?
It's his HR acts. On Grok, I asked Grok, correlate the HR acts that he has voted on and the Open Secrets Fortune 500 donors, and you will see that there's a 100% correlation between every vote he made and every dollar he collected by Fortune 500 donors. And Open Secrets proves it. It's right there. He's raised $10 million from Big Pharma, big health insurance, big telecom. Big insurance companies back this guy because of Medicare, Medicaid. Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, Cigna. Why do you think they give these people money? Because they keep passing multi-trillion-dollar omnibus bills that keep their profits flowing. It's a must. But I believe that most of the fraud in the system is being done by the providers that are actually taking the revenue from the government through Medicare, Medicaid submissions. So it's not the American people that are committing fraud. It's these major health insurance corporations like United Healthcare, Aetna, Cigna, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and a dozen other Cardinal Health systems. They all make billions of dollars off of your taxpayers and by the federal government borrowing and spending to keep paying them. Is that fair to you? No, it's not fair to you, the consumer who needs health care.
Do you align yourself with MAGA, like Marjorie Taylor Greene?
No, I voted Trump twice, but I think that, you know, economic sciences, common sense, pragmatism, rationalism, like you can't just keep borrowing and spending. But I support President Trump. I like Stephen Miller. I like conservatives in general who are willing to stand up against the woke mind virus, which is still persistent and everywhere. So, you know, to say MAGA, it doesn't mean anything to me, because when you file to run, it's Republican. And a lot of people like to say MAGA or Zionist. These are just abstract terms, you know, for patriotism. So if you're not, you know, and I don't mean nationalist as in a fascist, but you should have your country, you know, in your heart in terms of like supporting the president, rooting for the team. I mean, this is your country. And a lot of people aren't rooting for their own team.
John, do you know it's illegal to record people while they're talking on Clubhouse with other phones? Like, you guys can see the link that I posted.
It's not illegal Clubhouse to
I
actually
mean,
in the room.
in Europe it is.
Mojo, when you do that thing about like down passport,
You're allowed to record. You choose to be in here.
bingo.
You're choosing.
Yeah.
So the fact that the clubhouse allows it, and they also allow recording themselves, repeat. So that's
Cool Steve.
one of the
Cool
biggest.
Steve. Cool Steve. Shut your mouth. Listen,
Why?
I'll tell you why. We didn't come here to talk about whether or not we can or cannot record people on the Clubhouse app. We came here to talk about the fact that John Kitover is going to represent the American people in Congress. Now, that's what we should be talking about. We should be asking real questions, not asking questions about why he streams videos onto YouTube. We should ask questions about, John, what are you going to do about those that want to trans the kids?
Well, I'm going to cut the funding off. You know, it's $100,000 to transition a young boy, to cut his genitalia off and give him the puberty blockers when that young child has a mental health disorder, suffers from depression, is getting lied to by Democrat LGBTQ activists that need to essentially do vote harvesting and gather in more victims for their own misery in life. So I think cutting their funding and, distributing communication about education with regards to the depression and gender dysphoria, that's the type of action I'm interested in.
That's right. Cut funding, not genitalia.
I have a question. Hello, Kitty. I have a question for you, John. Why did you choose to go along the Republican line? Have you thought about doing Republican, also running as an independent, so you're guaranteed to get on the debate stage?
Yeah, when I ran for committeeman, I realized, when you go and you vote in the ballot booth, there's Rep, Dem, and Lib. And for Lib, that stands for Libertarian. So it does seem like you can get on the ballot by being a part of this third party. But my disgust and disdain and anger with the Chicago GOP and Illinois GOP, because they're just a bunch of disorganized, effeminate demagogues. I feel like dealing with the problem, in your own house, because I have always voted Republican, is the place to start. And Darren LaHood in the 16th, who has been there for 10 years and created $20 trillion in debt, I think this is his time to leave. And he has announced that he's running again, and he's not seeking the governorship or a senator seat. So he's got a lot of seniority now in Congress because he's been there 10 years. So he's gonna keep voting for more omnibuses, and he's just gonna keep expanding the debt by $2 trillion a year.
What's up, Steve? What's up, Elton Watermo?
Hi. I have a question for John. I think is relevant because most politicians are either asked it if they don't offer it. Hi, John. John, are you there?
I'm here, Uncle Steve. Go ahead. What's your question?
Tell us about your family life. Tell us about what your mom, dad did for a living. Brothers, sisters. Also, are you married? Do you have children? Thank you.
Yeah, my dad was a Chicago police officer for 30 years, and my mom was a postal carrier for 30 years, and they're both retired, living on a pension, healthy, happy. And my sister has worked in sales, marketing, and consulting across different industries. Everybody is doing well. My sister recently got married. I'm single. I'm ready to mingle. I use Hinge and Bumble to try to find dates every Friday, Saturday night if I can, because I'm looking for a beautiful shidducha. That's a wife. And I have no children. But, this is my life. Everything is good. And it seems like, running for Congress was destiny.
Follow up. Are there many people or any people in Congress that are not married?
You're asking me a double negative here, Steve?
Do you know how many people in Congress are married? And if so, how many?
I would say probably 80-90% of people in Congress are married and have children.
Thank you.
Follow-up question to Uncle Steve, whom I really care about and respect. Uncle Steve, what the crap was that line of questioning? One, I'm really proud of John now, more so than ever, and bless his mother's heart for having a husband that was a Illinois cop. But why would you ask those things?
Maybe you didn't hear the very start of the question where I said that I believe it's relevant because most members of Congress either voluntarily put it out or ask it. So I don't think it's bullshit or crap questions at all. If you take a look at anybody that's running for Congress on their brochures, they will talk about what their education is. They might not talk about their mom and their dad, but they absolutely talk about if they have spouses and children. I don't think it's a crap question at all. And I'm sure if it was a crap question, he would not have answered it.
Right, and that really wasn't my major question. And I'm glad you asked that one, and like I said, and I'm glad he answered it. It was the follow-up question as to what difference does it make of why does it have to stay the same or stagnant? Most politicians that I've ever encountered or have seen make their way to claim to fame have claimed to be some form of Christian, that they're a part of the Catholic Church or something like that. And lo and behold, up until, and maybe even the current president. But when things unfold, you find out that they claimed it because it's very popular to say, but it's not really what they. I mean, I can stick up for John to say that like he talks about what he believes.
Kitty, it's okay.
Maybe I missed it. What was my follow-up question? Because I didn't ask him anything about religion.
No, you didn't. But that would have been making more sense, like family and children. However, your follow-up question was to John. How many statistically do you know of that are?
Oh yeah, that's right. I asked that. How many in Congress? And then he said I gave him a double negative, so I rephrased the question.
I have a question for you, John.
Go ahead, JD.
John, I have a question that and I'm being sincere because I'm about to donate again, but it's a question I think that your constituents, which I'm not part of, are going to want to know. What do you do for work, John?
Right now, I'm running for Congress in the 16th District of Illinois. Prior to this, I've worked for the Treasury Department for the past 5 years, working in facilities management. Prior to that, I've worked in digital marketing communications, which is basically media buying for Google, for Microsoft, for Cox Communications, some of the world's largest digital communications and advertising networks in the world. Prior to that, I was in the Army, so that's my work and history, work and job career history.
Thank you, Congressman.
El Normo, are you there?
Hello there. Yes, I'm here. I'm having some of the best pizza I've ever had in my life.
Awesome. I have a question for you. So, as you recall, I was a very huge supporter of you during the presidential election. My question is, what do you say? Will you give an endorsement at this time to John Kitover for Congress?
Full-throated. And don't take that the wrong way. Full-throated endorsement. I have gotten to know John over the years, and as is true with many of my best relationships, it started off with a little bit of fireworks, and then settled into a real meeting of the minds, both intellectually and politically and spiritually. So yes, thumbs up for John. He has my endorsement. I hope he will ask me to help any way I can.
Awesome. Scott Jones, are you ready to endorse John Kitover?
Sorry, I echo El Norma, who I call the great one on this app. I call Norm the great one, of course, every time I introduce him into the stages that I'm on. He is the great one of the app. With El Norma, I give a full, so I might even have thrown an endorsement. I'm talking to John about even doing some work for the campaign. I'm a John fan. He's a clubhouse hero. He's a public servant with his publishing of clubhouse material. He's one of my favorite people on the app. I echo El Normo with a full-throated endorsement.
Hey, Norma, where'd you get the pizza from?
I'll tell you back channel. I won't tell you in person, but we're gonna have a real pizza competition here.
Don't tell me it's that bullshit place, Luigi's.
I'm not talking to you on the app about
right.
this.
And Mojo, you didn't ask, but I deeply care about the city of Chicago, and where most of my family now all live there. And it's not full throat, but I deep throat. Okay, forget it. Anyway, I support you, John. Way to go, John.
John, that was a deep-throated endorsement from Kitty.
So, John, I'm sorry if you answered this question already. I'm from Chicagoland area too. I'm just curious. I've been sharing space with you for a couple weeks now in this room house, and I think you're such a character. It's so funny. And sometimes I've gone back and forth about, are you serious about your political ambition? And it turns out you actually are. So my question, again, forgive me if you answered this. I mean, what personal experiences, if any, or, specific issues inspired you to run for Congress? And how do you plan to translate that motivation into action for, the people of Illinois?
Well, I ran for committee person in the Chicago GOP in my district in what we call our ward here in Chicago, the 45th ward. So, going back to 9/11, this country was not indebted the way it is now. I mean, let's say we had 2 trillion back then in debt or whatever the number is. It has ballooned to an uncontainable level. And Chairman Powell, he says it's on an unsustainable path, but he doesn't give Congress fiscal advice and he doesn't ask for monetary advice. So, if you just believe in common sense, and I don't go out to $400 a night dinners, I don't go out and buy new cars and load up my credit cards with debt. If you live your life as a fiscally conservative person, that's all the political experience anybody needs. Everyone here has to live within their financial constraints. Otherwise, you destroy yourself and you cause all kinds of problems for yourself and others. So it's that type of attitude that I have, and I'm sure you have as well.
Right on, sir.
I want to hear John's views on Israel. I want to hear what John will do for Israel and its well-being and its defense. How will you vote when he is in Congress on issues concerning Israel?
Well, if you look at what the State Department ships over to Ukraine in terms of $50 billion worth of U.S. war supplies, I'm not really on that. I'm not on that bus. I really think that a lot of these countries, especially Israel, has that ability to arm itself, to fund itself. I am, again, I believe that 37 trillion is too much. So to continue to spend 50 trillion here, 20 trillion there, is ludicrous at this point. I think Israel is a very strong country. But if there is one country that I want to support in this whole world, it's not Ukraine. It's generally Israel. So, I just think America has to be fiscally prudent with its money. Anything that they send over has to be efficient, and it has to be, cost optimized. It's not a trough where people can come and just fill up and leave. It's got to be a very systematic approach to how we are doing acquisition or lending or loaning or giving Israel anything. But if there's one country in this world that needs help because it's surrounded on all fronts by enemies or potential enemies, it's Israel, in my opinion.
John, we got a few minutes till the top of the hour. Are you able to take a look and see where the donation levels are at?
I just donated another 20.
Let's take a look. Wow, Kristen Watson sent $5. Nix Arcaden sent $5. Sean Hickman sent $100. Jason Breska sent $100. Holy cow. Jason Breska sent another $20. Unbelievable. So we are at $335 in just 2 hours. That's incredible. And I myself will have to match whatever we raise today. So any dollar you send in today, I will personally match up to $1,000 of my own money. That's at the same bank where the campaign account is at. That my personal account's got $1,000 in it. I'm willing to dollar for dollar match any amount up to $1,000 that you contribute to the campaign today.
Necro, can we count on your donation?
Sorry. Yeah, so, John, I don't know a lot about you. What would you be advocating for?
I'm advocating for lowering your future taxes or your taxes now. I'm advocating for spending only $5 trillion a year instead of $7 trillion a year. I'm advocating for, health, wealth, love, and peace of mind in your life, Necro.
Gotcha. So, from what I take, what are your views on the Epstein files? Do you think Trump should release them?
I think a lot of people in the Epstein files should be worried about those files being released, but I don't think it's Donald Trump as the primary. I think Bill Clinton, Bill Gates are, two of the most wealthy, powerful people who are most likely concerned about those files being released. But I think anybody photographed with Jeffrey Epstein is potentially compromised, and there's so many photos of Trump with Epstein that he's potentially compromised, but no actual evidence. Now, if they're redacting his name out of files, I think a lot of this is to protect American prestige and reputation. But Jeffrey Epstein most definitely was up to no good, and same with Ghislaine. That's why she's in jail. So, this is, in my opinion, espionage, and it's very serious offense, and America's reputation is on the line here for being okey-doked by Jeff, if that's what he was doing, which is most likely what he was doing. But nonetheless, welcome to the world of realpolitik, where honey traps may be employed by intelligence agencies to blackmail and control people, so we keep spending $2 trillion more than we collect a year in tax revenue.
Yeah, well, I mean, I really wanted to know, though. I mean, I understand, our reputation having leaders who are criminals in office is kind of a problem. And it's why I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, is because both parties are protecting people who do not represent the average American, people who can commit a crime and, never go to prison. And that was the one thing I knew about Trump, is that he was never going to go to prison, in spite of all the indictments against him. But I take it with that. It's I believe that the American people, it's why the American people deserve to know of the victims of Epstein. I think that, we have every right to that, just like we have rights to all the crimes that the FBI withheld. And so, to me, it's kind of important that Trump, if he's not a criminal, to be able to clear his name. And so, if I have a person who is against him doing that, it's kind of difficult for me to want to donate to somebody like that.
Well, I would just say that, using your imagination with regards to potential Trump crimes, I think it's not going to really get you anywhere, because you just have, can you give me any information whatsoever about Trump's alleged crimes that are 100% certain, Necro?
Well, I know, on the places where he has been charged, and where they have been able to pursue the charges that have been put against him, he's actually been pretty bad. What was his name? He now owes Eugene Carroll over $90 million for defamation and for sexual assault. he lost the second case about 2 weeks ago.
E. Jean Carroll, she's got nothing to do with Epstein, correct, Necro?
Yeah, right. But I mean, it still is like, for you're asking me, what is it that Trump, do I have evidence of any sort of offenses Trump has committed where it's been proven in court? And I mean, yeah, I mean, he's actually literally the first president who's a convicted felon. Granted, it was the way, I felt the same way about, I mean, I wasn't around when Bill Clinton had the Monica Lewinsky scandal, but I felt the same way about that and Stormy Daniels, really. It's like...
So, Necro, can I just say this? I appreciate your concern with the behavior and the ethics of the candidates that you support. I can tell you that John Kitover has never been on the Epstein logs. He's never been accused of these salacious allegations that any of these people have. So considering this is so important to you and he's got such an impeccable record when it comes to his character, are you going to be giving today? We're asking for a minimum contribution of $3.50. That's $3.50 as a minimum contribution. Are you prepared to do that right now, right this moment?
I'm definitely not prepared. So.
Can we prepare you to do this?
I mean, for one, I mean, like I said, would like closure about whether or not he would be in favor of demanding that Trump release the Epstein files.
John?
Thomas Massey is putting forth legislation with regards to that, and he's bringing out victims of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine, and he's doing communication with them. Necro, I can easily create a tweet and say, release the Epstein files now. We demand justice. Necro, give $1 to the campaign to elect John Kitover. I would be willing to do that, but Necro, I'm just a guy in Illinois with, very limited resources to get the DOJ to release this information, which are national secrets. Necro, you might be asking too much of the campaign to elect John Kitover at this current time.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Can I just jump into, there's something in the chat, and this is where, this is how rumors get started. There's a rumor that John's got a boat called the Amistad. Let me just set the record straight. John has a boat called the Lady Hawk, and somebody jokingly renamed it the Amistad. That is not the name of John Kitover's boat. He would never name his boat that. He has a name for his boat. It's called the Lady Hawk, and you're welcome to come and jump on the boat if you want to come to the campaign party that kicks off at the end of this month.
John, I want to know, it's been said that you were not on Epstein Island, but I want to know, do you have love in your life? And if you are elected to Congress, will there be a lovely lady, will there be a potential Mrs. Kitover to be standing by you holding the Bible as you are sworn in?
That would be awesome. I would love to meet a woman who loves, politics, loves her country, loves the Bible, loves the...
You know who that describes? Right now, I don't think she's free, but particular Scarlet with 2 T's would be a perfect addition. Classy woman, very patriotic, loves Jesus, but right now I think she's taken.
Well, the way that Brad described her today, I'm not sure, I'm going to be that attracted to Scarlet with 2 T's. But I also believe that she's married and has a family, so I think she's out of the running. But I will keep my eye peeled for more beautiful flowers who want to fall in love with a congressional candidate.
All right, let's go to Moose. Moose, you have an opportunity here to change history, to reverse the trend of government spending and government borrowing. Are you prepared to help John Kitover help us?
I'm going to take the 5th.
Okay, you're going to drink a 5th. And once you've done that, we would like to ask for a donation. Humbly, we're asking for a minimum of $3.50.
And I will match you dollar for dollar. So every dollar you give to the campaign today, up to $1,000, I will match you.
Can we do a quick little math question? If you raise $1,000 tonight, and you were to match it by $1,000, how many dollars would that be, John?
That would be $2,000 in the campaign to elect John Kitover checking account.
And where would that money go? How would that be spent wisely to make sure that you can get on the ballot and run for office and help us reduce this debt?
Well, the first step is getting the required number of signatures, which you've identified is about 600 today, which is not a lot of signatures. But however, because every signature has to be absolutely guaranteed to be a valid signature, you may need 2,000 signatures or 3,000 signatures or even 5,000 signatures to confirm that you have enough to get on the primary ballot in March. So that money...
So, John, one of the things that I'll do for you is get the voter information for you, and what we'll do is we'll sort through the super voters, the ones that vote in every election, and then that way the door knocking campaign, instead of knocking every door, we'll just knock the doors of people that show up for every election. So then at very least we know that they're a voter, we know that they live in the district, and we know that they're likely to show up. The super voters are who we're going to target.
It's fantastic. Just getting, I speak to a lot of people who claim they have a list or they got the Excel sheet. I've never seen it yet in many years of talking to people who claim they have a list.
Easily accessible. I will get it for you.
Now, some of you may not like me because I have vigorously debated in your rooms or I've recorded you without your consent, but all I can say is give $1 to this campaign and I ask you for your forgiveness and I atone for my sins of hitting the live stream button and recording you maybe with or without your permission. I am sorry. I hope that this, atonement and this ask to be forgiven is received genuinely because it's genuinely given. I just feel like, hitting a live stream button and putting it on Instagram, YouTube, X, or other platforms, as an American who thinks that we are in a crisis, a fiscal crisis, a cultural crisis, it was my duty as a patriotic American to record you and your rooms. I'm sorry if you don't like that, but that's the way I feel.
I got a quick question. Like, if you make it to the debate stage, are you going to say X? Are you going to stress it like that on the debate stages, or are you going to act like you got some sense?
I probably will say ask, even though because I say ask so much, every time I say ask, I am tempted to ask as opposed to ask.
Yeah, that probably won't do you no good. I hope you say X.
I can also say this. I ran for junior class president when I was at the Citadel, the military college of South Carolina, and I did not win that election. And the after action ready review was, if I had gone up on stage and acted professional, kind, and intelligent, I definitely would have won. Instead, I cracked a joke and I lost the election. So, the best communication is sincere, authentic, and intelligent communication. And I promise you that I will work my hardest, even though I like to be a comedian and crack jokes, I will work my hardest and be as professional as I can be over the next August, September, October, November, December, next 8 months until the primary. And if we get on the primary, if we get on the ballot in March, that's a huge victory because it's extremely challenging getting to the actual voters in the booth where my name is on there and they can vote John Kitover. It's very difficult to do, and I can't stress enough how difficult it is, even with 600 signatures, which is nothing, but it's still incredibly difficult because the Chicago and Illinois GOP will spend many tens of thousands of dollars trying to actively deny me access to the ballot.
In the next fundraiser room you had, whatever between here and there, if you can control yourself and not say X, I would donate $50 in the next room. If you can show some discipline and self-control, I will donate to your campaign.
What if he can get through till the top of the hour without saying it?
No, that's not good enough. No.
All right. I tried.
Donations with conditions are known as bribes.
Hey, I've been hearing a lot of bribery shit going on in this room, so be it. I heard him say he's gonna delete videos for a donation, so be it.
How many videos did I get for $120?
Did you name yourself after Shakey's Pizza?
I'll do a search and I'll see what there's a lot of Jay Bresca videos on YouTube that I have put up.
No, do not delete them. Send them to me.
So I'm just wondering, in my 5 years of recording Clown House, how many of you actually gone and watched my YouTube and had a laugh or have kept tabs or integrated? Because a lot of this is a neural network, and I feel like by doing all this uploading into YouTube and replatforming it, you are like networked in a way with me. And that's one of the reasons why I've decided to do this.
Yeah, man, I've commented along with your shows, like from Instagram to YouTube, dude. I've been here for years. I showed your rooms up. I read with you.
Well, let me ask you this. What's your name? John Kitover? How did you find this program?
Clubhouse?
What?
I found Clubhouse because I went to a domain name convention. I used to own thousands of domain names, and one of the ones that I owned was marijuanabusiness.com. And so I met a guy at a party. He says, "What do you do?" I said, "Oh, I own a bunch of websites. I'm a webmaster. I own marijuanabusiness.com." And he said, "Well, I own marijuanadelivery.com." I said, "Oh my God, my domain would be perfect for your business." So he invited me to this app, and his name is Todd Ryan. He still uses the app occasionally, and he does X Spaces where he talks about venture capital, domain name, web development, startup, and startup information. And so that's why I'm here on Clown House.
Interesting. So how long into the program's opening were you early in here, or did you find it recently, or I don't even know when this thing's found.
I think I came on in March of 2020 or November of 2020, somewhere around there.
Okay, so
May 2021, and you had your venture capital. So I knew you were rocking and rolling with that at least a year later.
So what about the marijuana industry kept you coming? Like, what was the tie?
No, it's not the marijuana industry. It's just the app, had so many different, topics. Like I would go into the venture capital rooms a lot. I would go into a lot of comedy rooms, like Freddie Roosevelt and the Roosevelt or whatever it is. I've just been listening to and recording Clown House for many, many years now on Instagram and YouTube. Over 20,000 plus videos on YouTube and over 20,000 plus videos on Instagram, and 50, 60,000 posts on X. I'm approaching that stage across YouTube, across about 30 different YouTube accounts.
Wow. Well, I have a question for you. And no offense to anyone, there's not an offensive thing, but I'm asking you, because you're one of the few that is not, quote, black. Why do you think there's so many, quote, black people on this program as opposed to other races?
I don't know the actual breakdown, but I think African Americans are very social, and they love comedy, they love creating content, they love entertainment just in the same way that Motown or, American history. I think they're just extremely social and creative people, and this app is a great place to be social, political, and creative.
Okay, but have you noticed that there are I don't want to make enemies, but have you noticed a little bit of bias towards our own, or towards people that are not in their racial demographic?
Yeah, racial identity politics is real. It's a form of politics, and they're more than entitled to do performative racial identity politics. But I think if you're intelligent and you recognize it as politics, you won't take it personally.
Right, and I don't.
But I'm just, yeah, I'm glad to talk to somebody like you. 'Cause I had no one to ask. Everyone's predominantly black here, which is not a problem at all. But I'm just trying to figure out these answers because I've never known a program that was predominantly black. And I've been doing live chat and video since 1995 on Empire. I've been in the chat scene, and I've never seen a program that is mostly black. And I don't have a problem with it. I'm just asking about it. Yes, Sam.
Yeah.
I mean,
Next question.
Mojo, well, you didn't answer my first question when it came in. Did you name yourself after the Shakey's Pizza potato wedges, seasoned potato wedges? Or how'd you come up with it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You never heard of Shakey's Pizza?
No, I'm not fat.
One doesn't mean the other. No, Shakey's Pizza, they have the most delicious potatoes you ever tried in your life. Well, you never tried it.
Nope, I'm not fat.
You don't have to be fat to eat a mojo.
Noel, welcome to the stage.
You know what? I never thought you were fat.
Yeah, Nick just profiling me. He's like, I must have got my name after a pizza joint or something. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but well, some people like that might be in California on the West Coast know what I'm talking about. It's Shakey's Pizza. They have pizza, chicken, and mojos. The mojos are the.
Are they paying you for this? Because the way you're like.
Yeah,
I'm getting
You know what I mean? Like the way you're going on is giving sponsors.
Really driving in the middle.
So less about Mojo, more about pizza, deep dish. That makes me think of Chicago. Hey, John, would you plug that one more time, the whole thing, so I can just get that clipped for my mom, and that way she can hand it out to all the ladies who heard she's done.
Okay, is that what you think?
And the franchise that you have going on with them, or like what is the?
I don't want to derail the room. It's John's time for Congress, but I'll say this: I'm on the West Coast. A lot of the Shakies have gone, but I'm concerned, sir, that you think that the majority of the people on the app are black, and then when you were asked for the statistics, you don't have them. So I'm going to ask John, since it is his show. John, I'm not aware that the last person who commented on the rareness of non-blacks on the app is correct. John, do you have any statistics since you've been on the app for 5 years about what percentage are black? Because I don't think it's anywhere near what the last guy was talking about.
Did I say a percentage?
You said white people are rare, or non-black people are rare on the app. That's exactly what you said. They're rare. But I'm not asking you now, sir. I'm asking John. It's his show.
Well, shut up and let him answer.
You know what? Fuck you, dickhead.
I turned off the recording.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know. Obviously.
Some great campaign shit.
Can we go back to the pizza?
Uncle Stevie, you just made some great campaign shit for him.
I've been making great
That didn't
campaign
make sense for him.
I've been making great campaign stuff for John for 4 years. Come on.
Hey, John, I got a quick question. You might have said this, but I missed it. Is this for local